Well, Stephen, it's great to see you in Canada again. You were in Canada last year, and you had a huge success playing at the Montreal International Music Competition. You're still a very young man, but you've done a lot of violin playing in a short time. How did it all start?
I started when I was 5 in my elementary school, and I went to a violin recital, like a studio recital, with my elementary school actually offered violin and recorder, and everybody had to play one of them. And I went to a student recital of all the violinists, and my twin brother actually really liked it, so I kind of tagged along. I was okay with it, and I ended up, he stopped a while back, but I ended up really loving it.
In your early childhood, the first years that you learned to play the violin and learned to enjoy it and realized you had a special gift for it, how did you make the most of that talent? Were you involved with, for example, Suzuki violin classes?
I started with Suzuki. My first teacher, that was the way she taught, and I think I continued until maybe book. They have, I think, 10 books, and I continued to book 4 or so, and then I stopped doing that. But I remember I went to some like music camps in the summer of Suzuki, and I think they were good in helping me discover like the social side of music in addition to just playing. Yeah.
Well, a lot of kids go through Suzuki, but very few of them end up winning major competitions.
Yeah.
And appearing with the Cleveland Orchestra and so on. Can you pinpoint a time when you realized, or your parents realized, or your teachers realized that not only did you have an interest in the violin, you had an extraordinary gift for playing the violin?
I think basically from very close to when I started, my teachers always thought I had something special for violin. I didn't really think myself that I was going to be a violinist. I'm not sure when I made that decision. I'm not sure if I've made that decision yet. It's on the path I'm right now, yeah.
Just looking at music now, you're interested in chamber music, and you're also interested in conducting, right?
I haven't, chamber music, yes. Conducting, I haven't done that much. I took a class last year, and my teacher, I think, thought I was quite talented at it. And I think it's fun myself, so we'll see what I'll do in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course there are a lot of great artists who still play the violin or the piano or whatever it is and conduct at the same time. You have done quite a few competitions in a fairly short period of time. Do you feel that is necessary to your development as a musician, or is it more as a stepping stone to a career? How do you feel about competitions?
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, there's many very great violinists that never went to any competitions. Stepping stone. I think it can be a good stepping stone. I think the main reason I did so many, actually, I don't consider myself to have done that many, but I guess it is quite a few, is I felt like preparing the repertoire and meeting all the great people in the jury, your fellow competitors, it's helpful for me, and getting feedback, playing in great places and great pieces with great people I think it helps me keep focus and gives me some goals.
You've been in 2 of the Menuhin competitions. You were in the junior competition and then a few years later the senior, which is the highest level. And you did pretty well in the junior competition.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about each of the Menuhin experiences.
My first experience in 2010, I think it was my first competition outside the country. It was definitely the biggest competition I'd ever taken part in, and I mean, the people there were just, it was a really great experience to expose myself to all the great people in music. I remember I got there very late because there were some travel incidences with a volcano in Iceland that exploded. So it was a little frantic. But it was very nice, and I really like Norway. I hope to go back someday. And the most recent one was much more comfortable travel-wise. I had no incidents. It was unusual, I guess, for me that I knew basically most of the competitors in my section, and it was really nice. Actually, you might think that we were competing against each other, but it was really nice to have so many friends there. And again, the jury was great, and Austin was great. And afterwards, that.
What do you get out of winning a competition? Well, there's the money, of course. You get some money, but sometimes there are other things attached. The Menuhin, for example, what did you get out of it?
The Menuhin, I mean, they have many great awards that they give not only to the first prize winner, but to other people. And they range from like scholarships to take part in a music program to performances. I've been asked to do a couple of performances from Menuhin. Montreal, I'm partly here, I think, in Orford because of Montreal. The director here said they invite a prize winner every year, and I mean, it's not directly, but they heard of me through the competitions. I did an audition recently, the Young Concert Artist audition, which was probably the most directly helpful to my career, because what I got was basically help in managing my career for like the next 3 years, and a couple performances, and I think that was probably the thing that gave me the most direct opportunities. I don't know if it helped me the most, but directly, yes.
We can't not mention the Montreal International Music Competition you took part in just last year. Tell me something about that experience.
Well, it was very nice. I really liked Montreal as a city, and it was my first time in Canada and Quebec. Never been anywhere aside from Quebec and Canada, and I really liked the city. I really liked my host family, which was great, and the competition itself was great too. It was very well organized. Everything went as planned. The pianist I played with was very good. I want to play with him again sometime soon if I can. And the orchestra was great, and yeah, everything went well, I think.
One last question, repertoire. Do you have some favorites at the moment?
I think a lot of the pieces that I'm playing on this recital are actually my favorites right now. I tend to like the pieces I'm playing at the moment, but the Bartók Solo Sonata is definitely a favorite. The Ravel Sonata. I love Brahms' Concerto has been maybe my #1 concerto for quite a while, so maybe the most unusual I played was the Castle Nuovo Tedesco Concerto. I played that a while ago I think when I was 15, and I played it with a Jewish orchestra in Los Angeles actually invited me to play it, and that was the reason I came to know that piece. And I really like the piece, so I hope that it wasn't just a one-time thing to learn it. I want to play it with more orchestras, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you for having me.